Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome to your public library. My name's Jackie Needis. I think I know most of you here in the audience, and I'm so pleased you have a few minutes to spend with us this morning and celebrate something that has become a little bit of a ritual for us. This is kind of exciting to do something over again and realize that it has gotten better each time that you've come together to talk about it. We are here today to talk about the importance of great schools for our children and for our city. I'm old enough to remember that the only choices for schools when I was little was the public school and the Catholic school, and that was it. And you didn't even think a whole lot about it. You just did what your family always did, but it's just not that way anymore. And at the public library, we spend a lot of time answering people's questions about their city. You know, where to live, where to work, what do we know about schools, what do we know about neighborhoods. And one of the most wonderful things for us is to find good tools to use in answering those questions for people. We have an awful lot of information in this building, and we try our best to use it all. But as the world changes and gets more and more complex, we struggle as a public library to find the best tools to answer the questions that people bring to us. And we pride ourselves on not just telling them what we personally think. Okay, my kid went to this school and I know it's great and that's where you and your family should go. We try not to do that. We really try to make sure that we're providing people with good, solid information that they can trust, that we have, in fact, vetted and know the value of the research that went into it. And in the 4 years now that we've been doing this, we just feel more and more confident every single year that this particular reference tool is one we can trust. And what's especially exciting is to find a reference tool that is easy for us to explain to people when we hand it to them, because a lot of the reference tools that are out there can be really hard for people to work with. And as librarians, I think across the city, we would all say, we've had good luck working with this one when it comes to our patrons, and that's something we feel really excited about being able to share. So we know that a wonderful tool like this only comes about because of the support of people who care about this community as much as we do, people who have placed a real priority on education as we do here at the public library. And there is no one in this city who is a better cheerleader for education in our community than our mayor, Greg Ballard. And I am very happy to bring him up here to the podium to talk one more time about the School Chooser Guide. Mayor Ballard?
You can't say enough about Jackie. She's terrific, and she's been unbelievable for this library and the system. Just so much. Thank you so much for everything that you do. I think what she was saying about the library, what the library means and does for our community is right on the mark. It really matters. The mission of the library, the education system, whether we're talking about public, private, or charter schools, are important to the success of our children and frankly to the future of our city, and I think we all know that. We're here today to announce a simple but a very important tool to help us get closer to my belief that every child has a right to an excellent education in the city of Indianapolis, and hopefully right in their own neighborhood. And doing this is critical. It's essential for our children and the city's long-term health and its growth. But to achieve that vision, we need to provide families with resources to help them navigate the education system so they can get the best education possible for their children. And one of the most important decisions that parents can make, as we know, is the school that they send their child to. The quality of schools is the #2 reason why people choose to live in their neighborhoods. Families living in our city and those looking to move here are seeking information about school options to help make the best decisions possible. When families have that information they need to make these important decisions, the entire city benefits because it improves the educational system. And today we're taking that next step by once again releasing and distributing the Indianapolis School Guide and the website in partnership with GreatSchools. The guide and the website provide a one-stop shop for school information. Over 10,000 Indianapolis families are using this resource each month. That's an amazing number. It allows families to easily search for a school in their neighborhood, or they can write a review to tell the community how much they love their own school. And so I want to thank all of the partners in this project, because everybody works together on these. And I also want to thank the libraries, the Indianapolis libraries, the parks, and Kroger stores, who's there on so many different things, for helping get the word out about the School Chooser Guide. And you might be wondering why we're discussing now, since we're in the middle of the summer, but because families out there who haven't yet enrolled, and they don't know about all the different programs out there, all the different great public, private, and charter schools that we have to offer. Summer is a great time to call a school if you're interested in information about that school or to get a tour. Now is the time to do that. Our highest quality schools fill up very quickly, and parents need to know how to sign up. So please urge everybody to pick up a guide today. Encourage everybody's neighbors to pick up a guide also, so people do know the great options that are out there. So I want to thank everybody for coming out today into the library. I don't know how many press conferences we've done in this little room right here, but boy, it's a lot of them. And it's always nice, because Jackie and the library system have done such a great job over the last few years. I can't thank them enough. Now I'd like to turn it over to Jody Goldberg right here, who runs the local engagement program for Great Schools. Jody, if you would.
Hi, I'm Jody Goldberg, and I'm the Senior Director for Local Engagement for Great Schools, and I really appreciate the opportunity to be here today. Great Schools' mission is to help parents find great schools, support great educations, and find a great future for their kids. And a lot of parents do that on our site every year. Over half of U.S. families with K-12 aged children use our site on a yearly basis. But I'm here today to brag about Indianapolis, right? Here's some great statistics for you guys. Indianapolis has the highest number of families using the site than any other city in the country. So the highest percentage of families use the site right here in this city. Last year in Indianapolis, about 165,000 unique visitors visited the site. 165,000. More than 2/3 of them were inside Indianapolis. The rest of them were outside Indianapolis, looking at Indianapolis as a great place to live. 104,000 families got information via the guide that we have today or online. That's a lot of people who are looking to this resource. And the reason they use the resource is because 97% of the schools in Indianapolis have a completed profile due to the work of the people here. 97% is unprecedented, highest in the country. So yay, hand to us. Last year, 15,000 guides were given out. And now we have 15,000 new ones. Why do we have to do this year after year after year? Because the families change year after year after year. This is an ongoing community effort that has to be embedded in the community forever, because it's new people every year looking for new opportunities. There are new programs, there are new schools, there are old schools who are doing new things. There's all kinds of great stuff happening in Indianapolis, and this is the resource that parents look to first to find out where it is and where they can look in person. I do want to thank a few people. The families wouldn't know about it if it weren't for the 9 community liaisons that work in the mayor's office. And I'm going to name them because they don't get enough recognition. We've got Mary Chalmers, and if any of these people are here, look at me so I can smile back at you. Gary Lovelace, Kelly Carter, Betty Smith Beecher, Charles Ingram, Paul Ross, Lisa Laughlin, Karen Lightburn, and Kelly Folk. Those people bring the resources into the community meetings where they're going to 40 or 50 a month. That's a lot of contact. In fact, they work with 187 different community resources here in Indianapolis to give guides to the people that they're already working with. So they take the resources to the families where they are. And that is why you're having such success here, is because you're not expecting people to come to you, you're going to them. I also want to say that Great Schools sees this as not just a resource for the community, it's for educators, it's for school leaders, and it's for the families. And it's not just the printed guide. There's also an online guide that people come to. And if you could cue this for us, I'm going to show you a short video so that you can see some of the new features that your website has.
What does it mean to be at a great school? Because that answer is different for every student, GreatSchools.org provides information parents need to select the right school for their child. Information on all schools, district, charter, and private. So where do you start? GreatSchools.org suggests 5 basic steps to help parents select a school. Step 1. Think about your family needs. Do you need AP Calculus? Before school childcare? Must your school be close by your work? Step 2. Understand your options. There are more choices than ever before. Which schools near you offer vocational training? What about soccer and band? Does any school in your city provide an arts curriculum? Step 3. Find schools that fit. Parents can easily compare academic performance, extracurricular programs, and school culture to find the best fit for their family. Step 4. Visit 2 to 3 schools you like. See schools in action before making a decision that will shape your child's future. And visit at least 2 so you can compare. Step 5. Apply and enroll. Learn about the application and registration deadlines for all the schools of your choice and hit those deadlines. In addition to the 5 steps, GreatSchools.org provides a variety of resources and information. One popular tool allows you to compare up to 4 schools at a time in everything from test scores to after-school clubs and activities. Another tool lets parents, teachers, and older students review their school because parents love hearing what other parents have to say about their experiences. Great Schools also has useful worksheets to support your child and articles on topics such as bullying, special education issues, and much more. So remember, when you are looking for a great school, visit GreatSchools.org to help you find a school that fits.
So I'd just really like to say thank you, Mayor Ballard, for you and for your staff, especially Bridget Lee, who's here, and also Stephanie Botham. They have been amazing, and we really appreciate the partnership. It's top-notch. And now I'd like to introduce Kelly Bentley. She is a member of the Indianapolis Public Schools Board.
Thank you, Jody. I am proud to be here today representing Indianapolis Public Schools. IPS, as many of you know, is the largest school district in Indiana, or maybe the second largest. We cover 80 square miles, we have 6,000 employees, and we serve over 30,000 students in more than 50 traditional and magnet programs pre-K to 12. We have many high-quality options for families. There are traditional boundary schools, we have magnet schools that are doing an amazing job of addressing diverse student needs, and we're proving every day that poverty is not destiny. I just want to take a moment to talk about a few of these schools, and all of the information on these schools I got from the Great Schools website at greatschools.org/Indianapolis. But I'm just going to talk about a couple of them. They're George Julian School 57 on the near east side, or on the east side, and Carl Wild School 79 on the northwest side are 2 traditional boundary schools in IPS. Students who live in the boundary will automatically be assigned to these schools. George Julian School 57 serves K-6. 86% of the students qualify for free or reduced price lunch. 75% of the students are African American or Hispanic, and George Julian has a Great Schools rating of a 7 and has earned an A from the state of Indiana. Carl Wild School 79 on the west side serves K-6. 93% of the students qualify for a free or reduced price lunch. 88% of those students are African American or Hispanic, and Carl Wild has a Great Schools rating of a 6 and has earned an A from the state of Indiana. Some of the magnet programs in IPS are some of the highest performing in Indiana. We're home to 3 successful and popular Montessori schools, 3 popular and successful Center for Inquiry schools, the Butler Lab School, a Spanish Immersion School. There's just a long list of special magnet programs. Parents have to apply to the magnet schools, and admission is through a lottery. Francis Parker School 56 is one of the Montessori schools in IPS, and it serves pre-K through 8. It's located in the Martindale-Brightwood area on the near northeast side. 88% of its students qualify for free or reduced price lunch. 86% of the students are African American or Hispanic. And Francis Parker has a Great Schools rating of an 8 and earned an A from the state of Indiana. I hope you don't mind me bragging a little bit on some of these schools, because I just get really excited. Ernie Pyle School 90 is a school on the west side that serves pre-K through 6. It uses the Padilla approach to teaching and learning. I think I'm pronouncing that correct. I checked on Google. The school is located, as I said, on the west side. 94% of those students qualify for free or reduced price lunch. 83% are African American or Hispanic. And Ernie Pyle has earned a 9 and an A from the state of Indiana. IPS is proud to be able to offer those kinds of high-quality options for families, but the options are only helpful if families know about them and know how to access them. And so I just want to thank, the mayor and the city of Indianapolis and Great Schools for their continued partnership on this. I think it's incredibly important that families have access to this information, either through the printed guide or online. It's a wonderful tool to help families find a school that best fits their needs. We need to make it easier for families to understand the schools that are available to them, and I think this helps. And it helps empower families to take charge of their children's education, which helps set them up for success. I encourage families to pick up one of these guides, look through, make the lists of what your family's needs are, and then go and visit a couple of these schools. I mean, nobody should be making a decision about where their child is going to attend school without visiting that school first. And all of schools in IPS are certainly open to having families visit. And I would strongly encourage all families to check out our great options in Indianapolis Public Schools, because I am quite biased. So now I'm going to turn the podium over to Leslie de la Cruz, who is a parent, and she's going to talk about her story and school choice.
My name is Leslie de la Cruz, and I am a parent and graduate of Crystal House Academy. I am honored to be here to talk about why Great Schools, a great guide, is so important. In October 2012, I decided to move to Indianapolis. I was coming from Chicago. My son, Jason, he had just started kindergarten, and Chicago had gone through this, they just stopped serving the teachers. They went on strike, so he didn't go to school for 2 weeks. So finding a school was extremely important for me, especially a school that could serve him at his best capacity. So I looked online because I didn't know anyone here in Indianapolis, and it sent me right away to the Great Schools website. I looked and I was able to put my address, and it was very efficient because I just put my address and a lot of the neighborhood schools came out, and I was able to make an informed choice. I was looking for a school that was close to my home. I was looking for a school, and I was able to see the population in the school. I was able to see what they offered. They offered sports, or they offered after-school programs, and that was extremely important for me because I really needed an after-school program. It was very important for me to find a school that was close to my home. It was extremely important for me to find a school that where it felt like a home, not just a school. I was very glad that the Great Schools website was able to give me a little bit more information so I could make an informed decision. I think it was great that coming from another state, I was able to access the website, and like I said before, I didn't know anyone here, so being able to see other parents' ratings and their the way that they spoke about the schools, that was extremely helpful. I didn't know anyone here, and just seeing how they viewed the school was very helpful helpful to me. I want to thank the Great School staff, because not only they have built a website that is extremely helpful, but they also have the printed guide that families who don't have access to the web can access and see and compare. I couldn't go door to door to every school to find out information about them, so it was awesome that they had the website that I could compare different schools and be able to see in one spot, in one sitting, so that was extremely helpful. Well, thank you for your time, and this concludes our announcement.